really appreciate your being here. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome to the stage to give, deliver, and present to you our purpose for this evening, Mr. James Hester, comedian.
Good. Y'all go ahead and get your picture now. You got your phones out? I want to get this picture. Good. I can undo this mess now. Praise the Lord. I'm extremely honored to be here this evening.
Even think about caveman time. All across every continent. Sometimes they sat under a palm tree, and that was their head covering. Sometimes it was a leaf to keep their head from the rain. How many of you really think about hats and their purpose? They're so much a part of who we are in our society. There's some people, ladies, I know you know people, especially men, who will not walk out of the house without a hat. I don't care what. Some of you probably have to make them take it off going to bed. Hats, integral parts of who we are. Well, hats in the past used to be a part of social status. And I don't know. I know that when people go to church now and you see some of the hats that come in, I'm looking at a table right now, dead down, dirty, bad. That yellow hat and that green hat beside it, she said, you ain't walking in here with me looking like this. Baby, no. Y'all stand up. Hats represent authority and power because it covers the head. Do you know that the hat contains your thought? It's wrapped around your head, containing what's going on inside of your head. It is everything about your opinion. It can change your opinion. Change hats, change opinions. Ball cap, one way. Derby hat, another way. Stetson, you're thinking another way. The covered head shows nobility, and different hats signify different orders within a social hierarchy. Hats can boost one's confidence and self-esteem. This has been proven through research and statistics. Studies reveal that individuals who wear hats feel more comfortable. Ladies and men, you don't have hats on them yet. Well, yeah, some of you do because it is a hat show. Does your feelings change when you put a hat on? I just yell it out. Yeah? No? Don't want to participate. Okay. Well, a lot of people feel that putting on a hat can significantly boost their self-esteem. Head covering in biblical times were often about respect, authority, and identity. We talk about the spiritual armor of God. And what is the first thing we put on? Some preachers in the house. Our first thing we put on is the helmet of salvation. Head covering. First thing. Lets you know exactly how important it is that we protect what's going on inside of the all-powerful brain. Some individuals find comfort and security in using hats similar to the feeling of being swaddled in a blanket. Now, I know some men like that. They wear that hat like it's a part of their head. I mean, it don't come off. The sense of security can help reduce anxiety and stress, promoting a sense of calm and relaxation. I bet you're going to think about hats in a very different way from this night forward. Some people find confidence and a sense of individuality attractive, and you see that reflected in the hats that they choose to wear. Mystery and intrigue. Hats can particularly obscure the face when you really don't want to be identified. You know, when you're on that tryst. I heard somebody that identified with that. It leaves more to the imagination and can make a person seem more interesting and alluring. Today, we're going to focus on the accessory of the hat and how it can actually dominate the day or night. We look at the fun, the beauty, the allure, the finesse of a hat. Can you finesse a hat? I see you finessing that one. Now, that is what you call finessing a hat. If you don't wear hats, tonight, I want you to begin to think about the possibilities. Later, we're going to talk about fascinators, and we're going to talk about derby hats, and we're going to talk about the distinction between the two. And we're going to talk about which personality fits you the most. But most importantly, we're going to talk about you and how you finesse not just your hat, but how you finesse you. of Stacy's, trained in Paris. For 48 years, he's been here with you in South Carolina at La Salon. And even after retirement, he continues to provide services to a select clientele. Charles has a few words to say.
Thank you, Angela. First of all, I want to thank all of you for coming out. Let's give these beautiful models a hand, please. I could not have done this without my ace caboose, Miss Missy. Please step forward. Missy was the fashion coordinator for this particular show. She helped to mold these young ladies into what you see today. Because had you seen them when they first came to us, you would have been like, I'm not coming to see this. But can you see what happens when you put your heart into it? And a lot of hard work went into this. And I want them to know how much I appreciate them for being a part of this show. And it's all for the uplifting of our church at Soapstone Baptist Church. And next I want to say a thank you to Phyllis Sweetney for what they've done to allow us to have this particular event here. I'm grateful to them. And most of all, I'm grateful for all of you to make this possible, for us to show you what we can do. It's been a labor of love, and I have truly enjoyed it. Now, I want you all to go home and check out Channel 21. If you see me crying, it's only because of love. This gentleman gave me an interview, and he was asking me all these questions, and all of a sudden I was just boo-hoo. So please don't laugh at me. But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I told my best friend, Michelle Meekins, I don't want to talk. She said, you got to talk something. You got to say something. So this is my story. This is my love. And I have truly appreciate putting it together. I want to thank my cousin Angela. I want to thank the chef, the DJ, Mr. Saxophone, Sam Brown, all of the people that worked on the food, all of the service. We needed all of that to pull this together. And from what I've heard, it's been a wonderful evening. And from what I feel, I think it's been great. So until later, I will say good night.
I'm Lee Wright. I'm the president of TWIGtv, Constructive Talks, and TWIG Publishing Company. Independently owned, so nobody can say, hey, don't do that.
Right.
But I only do constructive stuff, right? Arthur, I'm writing my 7th book right now as we speak.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
and it's to give back to the communities that we live in. Why? All good, positive stuff. That's what we need, right?
Yes.
So I saw you, and they said, she is the one that's not only inspirational, but she works hard all the time. She never stops. She never quits. And she's an inspiration to make me get off my butt and work. And that's what they said now. Hey, she makes us go get it. So I want you to let everybody know who you are. And you got some awards too. So everybody, hey, she is amazing, right? So just let everybody know what's your passion. So let everybody know who you are and what's your passion.
Well, first, my passion is it was based on how I was raised. And one thing I remember my mother always repeated over and over in the household. We're not here just to take care of ourselves. We're here in this world to give back something to society. And that has stuck with me, so that's why I worked hard to give something back to society and to try to inspire the other young people and also make sure you get the history out.
So first you got to let us know who you are.
Oh, I'm Mabel Owens Clark.
Mabel Owens Clark.
Yes.
So what's significant about that name?
Well, the Owens name is a strong name, and my parents was farmers, and they had a big 159-acre farm, which I still live on.
Wow.
And I'm just inspired that, that the way they was so strong in their spiritual outlook on life, and to ground us children to do the right thing and to give back.
So what's one of the projects that you're working on right now?
Well, right now I'm working on the Soapstone Preservation Endowment, and what that is, I'm 83 years old.
Yeah, right.
Yes, and then with the Soapstone Preservation, it would be money there to take care of the roof is blowed off years after I'm gone. I know that property there will be taken care of, because that is where the 600 free slaves was left. And they, once they got, planted their cotton and got enough money, they bought the lumber and they built the church. But before they did the church, the church is named Soapstone, and that's an outgrown. It's a big rock, huge, maybe half the size of this building. And they had service on that rock, and also they had school on that rock. They got the church built, and then after that they built a schoolhouse. So it's such a it's probably the best historical site in the state of South Carolina.
So the endowment fund or the endowment project you're doing is for where you live,
Yes.
because where you live, you said 600 slaves, correct?
Yes, 600 free slaves.
Okay, 600 freed slaves, a church and a schoolhouse is there. So what that fund does, it preserves that in the historical records of not only South Carolina, but the United States of America.
Yes, and the only thing, that money can't be used to pay light bills at the church or insurance or anything like that. That money is, say we had a storm, something like Helena come along and just rip the roof off. It'd always be funds that are protected for the next generation going forward.
So it upkeeps the property.
Yes, exactly. And the church sits on 6 acres of land. My father cut off 6 acres and gave to the church for the fact that it's an outgrown, 6 acres outgrown crop of the soapstone rock.
Wow, you know, it is so important that not only we have the patience to capture our legacy like you're doing right now. You know, I know sometimes, man, you're like, man, I've done this 1,000 times, but when you capture it like this, nobody can control the narrative.
Yes, exactly.
It's the truth coming
the
straight
truth.
out your mouth.
Yes.
And it has to be recognized, especially if it can't be proven as false.
That is exactly right.
Right. So what would you want to tell the youth out there? Because I think it's very important that they understand that what they do each day matters 100 years from now. What would you say? What message would you give them?
Well, basically right now what I'm doing, working with the youth, is to, we as people of color, I hate to say this, but we don't like to read. We're not good readers. And reading is so important. And they rather play games and do all those kind of things. And I'm working like on my nieces and nephew, real strong on them about, you know, your make sure you get your diction good when you go out for an interview. That's the first thing people listen to, how you speak and all of that. So
I would say this, everybody, listen, and look at the camera with me right here. Listen, it is so important, and reading is fundamental. Why? Because nobody can change what are facts. I don't care what they write or what they say on social media or TV, written facts and experienced facts ring true for generations.
yes, that is so true. Because see, if you don't learn to read and be able to understand what you're reading, you may sign a contract or something and you're giving away everything that you have.
Hey everybody, so like the amazing, man, I'm so proud and happy to have experienced you, but to be close to you, because you're doing something. I was born in South Carolina. Never knew anything about what you're talking about until now. So I love information, and I would say, hey everybody, watch this video and share it, and know that this amazing lady is sharing and dedicating her life for you. So that way you never forget, and you can always help the next generation be empowered by the people of color that has paved the way.
Yeah. And also I do a lot of tours. I like for the young people to come that's in school and let me give them a tour of the 6 acres grounds there and take them to the slave cemetery where the slaves are buried. And most young people don't know anything about slavery or anything about the 600 free slaves, never even visit that site.
So how can they get, is it a website or somewhere they can go to?
Yes. Well, they can go on Soapstone website. It's on Facebook. We own everything you can imagine.
Spell it out.
SOAPSTONE, Baptist, BATIST, Church, CHURCH.
Everybody, Soapstone, you hear that? Go there, and I know if you Google that name, it's not a lot of those in existence. Not that name. It's pretty unique. Yeah. So go there and start just kind of glancing at our history, and not only just our personal history. South Carolina has to own this history as well.
Exactly. And also, some of the young people, when you say soapstone, they just think you're speaking of some soap. But the soapstone is a rock. It's an outgrown rock. And the Indians was the first on that land, and they used that particular rock, soapstone rock, to make all their artifacts.
Wow. And see,
the Indian had a soapstone mine there.
And guess what, everybody? If you go and take a tour, you'll learn all these other things on how we're all connected in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay, is there anything else you want to say before I let you go? Because I know it's been a long day for you.
Yes, it has been a very long day. But I would like for anyone that's listened to this, go on website or Facebook, And just come one Sunday and just sit in. We still have service every Sunday at 11 a.m. and you're out at 12:15. And we have a great pastor there that I think you'll leave with a blessing.
Okay, hey everybody, read the description below. Thank you for tuning in to Constructive Talk and TWIG TV. I look forward to seeing you again, but remember, in this description below, it's empowerment and it's insight on the legacies that we've created and that we have to carry on to the next generation. Thank you.
Amen.
See? You're like, who is this dude?
Wow. This is awesome. I'm telling you, all these beautiful hats. I want to share with you, 40 years ago, I was praying for extra income because my family was growing. We were having children. And I don't know what I was doing. I went downtown Boston to the milliners section, and I found myself buying material. Never designed a hat, never went to school, and I designed a hat. The first hat was put together with, ladies, that hard Claire nail stuff.